It's what they've been working towards over the last 38 weeks, and it's finally here.
Welcome to PGA Tour Today, presented by MasterCard.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of the preview for the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. I'm Amanda Balionis, and I will be on site all week at the East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia, to give you all the inside information of the playoff finale. Now, it's all come down to a numbers game. Only the top 30 players in FedEx Cup standings remain, and they have a bunch of different approaches to how they're going to enter this week, but they all have the same goal: to win the Tour Championship and just hope that it's enough to also claim the FedEx Cup. Remember, the top 5 in FedEx Cup standings are guaranteed to win the 2011 FedEx Cup if they win the tournament. Players outside of the top 5 would need to win and would also need a little bit of help from the guys at the top of the standings in order to claim the cup.
Webb Simpson must finish 17th or worse, which is probably not going to happen, you wouldn't think. Dustin Johnson has to finish 6th or worse. Justin and Luke have to finish 4th or worse, which isn't going to happen because Luke doesn't finish out of the top 3 anymore, does he?
So while Jeff Ogilvy, who sits 24th in FedEx Cup standings, crunches the numbers, Bubba Watson has a little different mentality, saying, hey, if I win this week and don't win the FedEx Cup, that's fine with me because I would love the big trophy that comes with just placing first. But he also joked that even if things don't work out for me this week, I at least know I'll be leaving with the top 30 finish. Jonathan Bird, at 17th in the standings, held the same sort of mentality as Watson, saying he learned a long time ago that he can't try to control or even think about things that are out of his control, so worrying about standings just isn't an option. Now, there are 6 players in the field this week that are making their debut in the Tour Championship, and everybody's been talking about how this field is wide open this week. It is anybody's game. But for more on that, let me hunt down the SiriusXM guys and see who their picks are for the week. Normally I'm throwing it out to these guys, but I hunted them down so I could talk to you guys face to face. Doug Bell, Brian Katrick, and we were kind of talking about this earlier. Keegan Bradley, only rookie left in the field, but this season we've seen the young guys totally take over. Do you think Keegan will be able to represent for the new breed this week?
Absolutely. He doesn't appear to be a rookie, and he plays with Phil in all these practice rounds like he did on Tuesday, and he's one of the guys. Excited to be back in Atlanta, the site of the biggest win of his career, the PGA Championship. Said when he walked into the airport, he felt the mojo come back. A guy whose game is coming back, missed the first 2 cuts in the playoffs, but he said he really didn't play that poorly, just had a lot on his mind. He came back at Cog Hill. I followed him in 3 rounds, and I saw some of the brilliance come back in his game. Terrific putter, loves these greens. If you're looking for a guy who could accomplish a lot this week, make a President's Cup team, impress Fred Couples, look no further than Keegan Bradley.
All right, so you're going with the young guys. However, in the history of the FedEx Cup, it's been all veterans that have claimed the cup. Jim Furyk did it last year. Who do you think is going to be able to pull it out this year?
I like Matt Kuchar. For one reason, it's the consistency of Matt Kuchar. I talked to Matt about his familiarity with this golf course. The Georgia Tech golf team used to practice here, and of course he was a member of the Georgia Tech golf team, and he said, yeah, I think I may be a little bit more familiar than some of the other people. He said, I don't have the extensive notes that a Phil Mickelson has, plus the experience factor. He's in that Magic 5. He does not have to win. He can kind of duck and cover while the bad scores are being shot. He doesn't have to worry about it. I think that's going to be a big deal for him.
Kuchar, of course, one of the most consistent players on tour this season without a W. It does kind of seem like he's due. But listen, I'm not sick of hearing you yet, so tell the people where they can hear you give your fantastic play-by-play.
I like your thinking. The PGA Tour Network live play-by-play coverage on Sirius 208 and XM 93 starts at noon Eastern on Thursday, Amanda. But I understand it's just one of 1,000 ways you can take in this golf tournament this week.
That's true. And do you see this teamwork here? It's great. But our On the Tee, our pregame show starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then our live at coverage, which starts, well, on the first hole. We're standing here right now. That follows immediately after until 6 p.m. Eastern. See you then.
PGA Tour Today is presented by MasterCard, which invites you to play like a PGA Tour player at select TPC courses. MasterCard is a proud sponsor of the PGA Tour.